Here's a noni tree, and it has some ripe noni fruit on it. The fruit starts out green and turns yellow and then white when it's ripe. There's another one there. And it has quite a big trunk down here. About 6 inches wide. And noni have these large leaves. Unfortunately, this tree is growing right next to the highway. Here's one that's still yellow. And then a ripe one there. I'm going to pick one or two of these and we'll take them back to the house and cut them open and look inside. We've got some lizards on here, some geckos. Pretty tasteless, but the texture is almost like an apple. Now here's another noni tree. This one's growing in the shade. Noni do really well here on the big island of Hawaii. They'll grow in the sun or the shade, but there's ones in the shade like this one and the ones over here. They're even bigger than the first one we saw. So I think they definitely like shade better than sun. You can see with these big leaves they have. I think they're good at low light. You can see how big this noni fruit is here. Now noni fruit have a lot of different names. People call this the cheese fruit. They even call it the vomit fruit. They call it starvation fruit. Those are all different names I found out for noni. And most of them refer to the smell. Noni is the one fruit I can think of that smells worse than durian is this one. And it does have kind of a cheesy smell when they're ripe or overripe. And it's starvation fruit, I guess, because they're usually the last thing on the tropical island that gets eaten is the noni. But noni has a lot of use in alternative medicine. The noni juice is very popular as a healing remedy, and I might make a video on how to make noni juice sometime. It'd be a first time for me. And actually, and different cultures will use almost every part of this tree in the roots, the leaves, for different tonics and medicines around the world. So it is a very popular tree, even if the fruit itself is not one of the best tasting. Here's a couple of noni flowers. You can see how small they are. Only about a half an inch wide. And then that little cluster is going to turn into a unripe noni fruit and eventually a great big ripe one. So that's the noni fruit.